Okay, I believe we are ready.
It's not going to go live right away, so hang on.
Okay, but it's gonna record this, right? I don't know. Regardless, I trust you.
Now you're
Just
good.
tell me. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and get started with introductions. Welcome, everybody. If you are looking for the advanced Certamen semifinals between Massachusetts, Wisconsin, and Florida, this is the place to be. You should see some people you recognize if you are supporting these teams. And before we go ahead, we're going to do some introductions. First, my name is Alex Soto. I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas, where I just taught my first year of middle school Latin. Very exciting time. And I'm very excited to be here. I played Kurtomen myself, so this is all very near and dear to my heart. Thank you so much for your preparation, all players, coaches, alternates, anybody who dedicates their time to this, I don't want to call it, this competition that we love. Thank you for all of that. Behind me and also researching things, I have a very capable support staff in Michael and Colby. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves as well?
Hi, I'm Michael Kearney, coming to you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm your secondary moderator today, meaning that I'm your protest moderator. So if you're a player or a coach and you have a challenge during the round that you want to lodge privately, or if you're a coach you have to do privately, please shoot me a DM with that issue. There's a couple of special things to note for the semifinals rounds. Number one, all challenges for the first 19 toss-ups have to be lodged before toss-up 20 is played. You know this if you played semifinals before. So my role is particularly important. I'm the person you have to go to. There's nothing after the round that you can do. And I'm kind of the conduit between this room and the protest room generally. We have 6 or 7 great people sitting there waiting to research any issues that you have.
And I'm Colby. I'm in Houston, and I'll be posting bonuses in the chat.
This also couldn't be possible without people who dedicate their time outside of reading questions and all that stuff. So scorekeepers, timers, would y'all like to say hi? Maybe introduce yourselves. I think y'all are just as important.
Sure. Hi. Thanks. I'm Mary Beineman. I am a Latin teacher in Houston, Texas, and I will be the primary scorekeeper.
Hey y'all, I'm Claire. I am currently in Central Virginia, and I will be keeping time for Boney today.
Hello, I'm Austin Chu. I am located in New York City, and I will be the backup scorekeeper today.
Again, this wouldn't be possible without all of these people involved. So thank you so very much. Again, or continue with introductions. I think it's important that our players at least introduce themselves. So if we could have maybe one person from each team introduce themselves, or each person can do it, doesn't matter to me. You can say where you're from, all that good stuff. We can, okay, yeah, we can start with Massachusetts.
Hello, I'm Danny. I'm from Boston Latin School.
My name is Ethan, and I'm also from Boston Latin School.
I'm Jen, and I'm also from Boston Latin School.
I'm Kyler, and I'm also from Boston Latin School.
Would you prefer Jen when I say your name and call your buzzer? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. That'd be actually appreciated.
Oh, cool. Very good. What about Florida? Can we get Florida introductions?
Yeah, I'm Robert from Classical Conversations.
I'm William from Classical Conversations.
I'm Catherine from Midtown Classical.
And I'm Fefa from Holy Trinity.
Very nice. Welcome, everybody. And last but not least, can we get Wisconsin introductions?
I'm Ollie from Brookfield Academy.
Hi, I'm Alex, also from Brookfield Academy.
I'm Ria from Brookfield Academy.
I'm Patrick from Marquette High School.
Very cool. Congratulations, everybody, on getting this far. Thank you for your introductions. And we're going to continue with our pregame. I'm supposed to say this. Keep checking the SCED app for upcoming sessions. Don't forget that many colloquia are pre-recorded and you can listen to them at any time. By participating in this session, you are agreeing to abide by the NJCL Code of Conduct and the guidelines which I will go over. Do not record any audio or video without express permission. The moderator and the tech assistant have the authority to remind participants of the guidelines and to remove a participant from Zoom for not following the guidelines and/or the NJCL Code of Conduct. I've seen everybody's cameras, so that's all good. A reminder to wait until you're recognized to answer a toss-up. You probably have heard that rule 1,000 times since starting Zoom Certamen. Yeah. Score checks at 5, 10, 15. Feel free to choose your favorite reaction to use so you can cheer you and your teammates on. Yeah. Anybody have any questions at this point in time? If not, then we are going to start with the Aurelia passage. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Colby. Again, just pronunciation, but also during this time, it makes sure that my audio sounds good for you. Maybe turn up or down your volume. Just make sure that you can hear me loudly and clearly, preferably with no interruptions. Okay. Here is the Aurelia passage. Aurelia, qui urbs placebat, erat in Aegypto cum familia sua ingenti et equo suo. 3 ludos magnos Iois in amphitheatro Alexandriae spectabant. Tandem hic equus iuratus domum recurrere coipit. Ehu. Anybody have any questions for pronunciation? No? Cool. Reminder to not do anything that might be construed as consultation. We want to keep this fair. We want to have the best and cleanest round possible. So a reminder that this round is between you and me and your teammates during bonuses, not between anybody else. Yeah. A reminder to respect the decisions we make as a room. Colby and Michael are here and will support any decisions that we make in here, but if we really do need to go outside to the other challenging staff, I believe we are capable of making a decision. So regardless of that decision, I ask that you respect it because we have I trust them and we can do that. Okay, cool. Like Michael said, reminder, all challenges before we read question 20. The result after question 20 is basically the final result, unless of course there's an issue with 20. And yeah, captain's already found. So Ali, Robert, and Danny, looks good. Reminder to say final answer. You've gotten here, so I believe you know that rule already. Any other questions? I'm not seeing any questions. So I believe we are ready to get started. Okay. So this is NJCL Semifinals of Advanced Certamen 2021. Everybody take a deep breath. Show us what you know. Show us how hard you've been working all summer, the school year, and we'll have a great round. There is a test question. Just getting everybody in that mindset. There is a test question. Okay. Here we go. I will now read one practice question for no points. This question does not necessarily reflect the difficulty of questions found in this tournament. The practice toss-up. What two ancient institutions were abolished by the Emperor Theodosius I? Massachusetts 2, Ethan.
The Olympic Games and the Vestal Virgins.
That is correct. Bonus number 1 for Massachusetts. When had the Olympic Games first been held according to tradition?
Yeah, 776. Okay, 776 BC, final answer.
That is correct. Bonus number 2. What was the penalty for insulting a Vestal Virgin?
Is it buried alive? No, that's for Vestal Virgins who break their vows.
Might be like stoned to death, but I can't remember.
We can just go with that.
I don't know.
That's a good answer. We'll go with sent home at parents' expense, final answer.
I'm sorry, not what I was looking for. Unfortunately, the fate is much worse, being beaten to death. On the right track, though. In recognition of 50 years of Certamen, this question comes from 1976 upper semifinals of NJCL Certamen. And with that, we're ready to start the round. I myself need to breathe. Take this time to breathe. And we're going to make this as great a round as possible. Now beginning the NJCL 2021 Advanced Semifinals. Toss-up number 1 for any team. Name the famous Roman historical figure who is being described by the following passage of Latin literature. Nobili genere natus, huit magna vi, et animi et corporis. 4-1, Robert.
Cataline.
Cataline is correct. Sed ingenio malo provoque. Huic ab adolescentia bella intestina caedes rapinae, discordia civilis grata fuere, ibique juventutem suam exercuit. Was the complete passage, Cataline, the correct answer? Bonus number 1 for Team Florida. The passage in the toss-up is an excerpt from a work by what author?
Yep, Sallust. Spelling coding. All right, Sallust final.
Sallust is correct. Bonus number 2, Sallust's Historiae is a continuation of what other author's historical work?
Cicena, I think. Cicena final.
Cicena is correct. For 20 points on toss-up number 1 to Team Florida. Moving on to toss-up number 2 for any team. Make the phrase quaedam ingens bossis Wisconsin 1 Ali.
Cuius dam ingentis bossis.
That is correct. Cuius dam ingentis bossis. Bonus number 1 to Team Wisconsin. Make the phrase quaedam ingens bossis genitive plural.
Okay, so quarundam ingentium, I think it's bossium. Do you agree,
Okay.
Patrick?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Quarundam ingentium bossium. Final answer.
That is correct. Bonus number 2, make the phrase quaedam ingens bossis accusative singular.
All right, so quandam ingentem bosse or is it?
Is it an istam?
No, it's like a Greek.
Oh, okay.
Is it basea or baseos? Or no, that's genitive singular. I think it's basea. Basea. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that.
I need answer, please.
Quandam ingentem basea. Final answer.
No, I'm sorry. Everything was perfect except for bossis. You can either give me bossin, bossim, or bossem. That is 15 points on toss-up number 2 to Team Wisconsin. Moving on to toss-up number 3 for any team. What tribe surprised Julius Caesar, Massachusetts 2, Ethan?
Winnetti.
No, I'm sorry. Winnetti is not correct. Repeating for the remaining teams. What tribe surprised Julius Caesar on the banks of the river Sabis? Florida 3, William.
The Belgi.
Prompt.
The Nervii.
The Nervii are correct. The complete question, what tribe surprised Julius Caesar on the banks of the river Sabis and nearly defeated his army in a hand-to-hand encounter in 57 BC? The Nervii are correct. Bonus number 1, following the Battle of the Sabis, what lieutenant of Caesar accepted the surrender of the tribes living on the western seaboard of Gaul?
Publius Crassus, I think. I think it's Publius Crassus.
That sounds right. Defer to William.
Publius Crassus.
Is that your final? Yes. Publius Crassus is correct. Bonus number 2, earlier in 57 BC, what tribe was the only one to sit out of Belgic coalition against Caesar?
I think this is the Remi.
Okay,
I think so.
Defer to William.
The Remi final answer?
Remi are correct for 20 points on toss-up number 3. Moving on to toss-up number 4 for any team. Which of the following words does not belong because of mood? Ferras, mone remor, Ahmet. Wisconsin 1, Ali.
Monet Moore.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Massachusetts 4, Kyler.
Let's say Wolcott.
No, I'm sorry, Wolcott is not correct. Florida 1, Robert.
Farah.
All good. No score on 4. The complete list: Ferras, Monet Raymore, Ahmet, Wenient, Locutus Sim. The answer is Wenient. No score on 4. All good. I still have toss-up number 5 for you. Here that is. Toss-up number 5 for any team. What type of animal both suckled a child who was discovered by hunters of King Massachusetts 3, Jen?
Horses.
No, I'm sorry, horses is not correct. Wisconsin 2, Alex.
Is this a bear?
No, I'm sorry, bear is not correct. Repeating. What type of animal both suckled a child who was discovered by hunters of King Corythus and named Telephus, and was marked by Taugete with Artemis's name on its horns? Repeating. Florida 2, Catherine.
Goat.
Can you repeat that for me, please?
Goat.
No, I'm sorry, goat is not correct. This is a deer, a hind, a doe, any of those options we could have taken. So no score on 5. However, we have our score check at the first quarter mark.
Okay, so after 5, we have Massachusetts has yet to score, Florida has 40 points, and Wisconsin has 15 points. Way to go.
Keep it up, guys. 300 points left in the round. Here we go with toss-up number 6. Listen carefully to the following passage, which I will read twice, then answer the questions that follow in English. The first time. Intra silvas civitatis Louisianae, juxta novum Aurelianensem, inter arbores virides habitabat quidam rusticus Cytaroidus, nomine Johannes Bonus. Ille numquam bene legere nec scribere scivit, sed Cytarae suae peritissime sicut tintinnabuli canere potuit. Saepius sub arbore sedebat diei terendi causa. Cum alii homines praeterierunt, sibi dicerent, di immortales, quam mirabilem hunc esse. Repeating the passage. Intra silvas civitatis Louisianae, juxta novum Aurelianensem, inter arbores virides habitabat quidam rusticus Cytaroidus, nomine Johannes Bonus. Ille numquam bene legere nec scribere scivit, sed Cytarae suae peritissime sicut tintinnabuli canere potuit. Saepius sub arbore sedebat diei terendi causa. Cum alii homines praeterierunt, sibi dicerent di immortales, quam mirabilem hunc esse. The question. Nameth Florida 1, Robert.
What?
I need your answer, please.
No answer.
All good. Massachusetts 4, Kyler.
Bells.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Repeating for the remaining team. The question. Name a thing that Johannes could not do well according to the Wisconsin 4, Patrick.
Read.
Read is correct according to the passage. Read or write. Bonus number 1 to Team Wisconsin. What is Johannes's guitar music compared to?
Okay.
Is it the
Sicut
Cytarae suae?
tintinnabuli?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He was able to play his guitar as skillfully as something. What's like canere?
To
Or
sing.
canere? Okay. So as like something could sing, like a choir maybe.
What does it sound like? Tin.
I believe I need your answer.
All right. A
A
choir.
bird, an animal maybe.
Okay. An animal. Final answer.
No, I'm sorry. Tintinnabuli, these are bells. These are bells. It's okay. Try bonus number 2. Why would he often sit under a tree?
Saipio Sobarborsa debat die Terendi causa. So for the sake of like, that literally means rubbing the day. I think it's like wearing out the day.
Sure. Yeah, like spending like to pass the days.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, or pass the day.
I need an answer, please.
To pass the day. Final answer.
To pass the day works. To waste away the day. Oh, that's good. So that is 15 points on toss-up number 6 to Team Wisconsin. Moving on to toss-up number 7 for any team. What man's war band was defeated after a short siege of the Roman capital in 4-6? Florida 3, William.
Anthemius.
No, I'm sorry, Anthemius is not correct. Massachusetts 2, Ethan.
Appius Herdonius.
Appius Herdonius is correct. That year in 460 BC. Bonus number 1 for Massachusetts. An auxiliary corps from what Etruscan city notably assisted Rome in defeating Herdonius?
It could be Veii. I don't know a lot about Appius Herdonius. Jin, do you know?
No, you can go with that. I'm
Okay,
not.
good. Go for it.
Okay, we'll go with Veii. Final answer.
No, I'm sorry, Veii is not correct. The answer here is Tusculum. Tusculum. Try bonus number 2. In 504 BC, the Romans avoided Sabine aggression by accepting and conferring patrician status onto what Sabine man?
It's Appius Claudius, but they might want to say by name.
I don't think so. But if it is, it's like
it's either like Attius or Attus Clausus, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So I think I
yeah.
just want to go with Appius Claudius.
Yeah, go with Appius Claudius.
Okay. Appius Claudius, final answer.
Appius Claudius is correct. That name that you almost had, Attius Clausus, on the right track. So that is 15 points on toss-up number 7 to Team Massachusetts. Moving on to toss-up number 8 for any team. Audi diligenter et responde aut Anglice aut Latine. Da nobis Romanis numeris annum ante Christum natum. Massachusetts 2, Ethan.
Okay, I'm gonna type it out.
Sounds good. You could start that, please. No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. 4-4, Fefe.
Yeah, I'll also type it out.
Sounds good. No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Sorry, Mass, Florida, Wisconsin 1, Ali.
I'll also type it out.
Sounds good. Yes, that is correct. For the sake of the stream, I'll read out the answers that were given. So first answer from Massachusetts was DCCLII. And the answer from Florida, XLIX. The correct answer, DCCLIII. 3 I's right there. Okay. Okay. Bonus number 1 to Team Wisconsin. Optime dixi nunc. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'll be transparent with what's going on here. another answer given, particularly the answer from, let me make sure, Massachusetts, may potentially be correct. And not to get anybody's hopes up, but we are making sure that that is not a potential answer just because it is literally off by 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Did Michael already leave? Do you think we should wait on this?
He messaged it in the group me.
Okay, cool.
We should continue with the round.
We should continue. Okay. Anybody have a problem with that? Cool.
Wait,
Okay.
so are we gonna do like Boney or just like move on to the next toss-up?
We're going to hold off on Boney until we get a resolution on that. At that point, we'll read Boney. We're not going to do separate Boney or anything like that, since we're going to get a resolution before the end.
Yeah. Sound good?
Would you like for me to make a note of this in the score sheet?
I think if you just want to write down the answers, I think we have the answers, but the answers in question are D, C, C, L, I, and then that same answer with an extra I at the end from Massachusetts and Wisconsin, respectively. Okay. Oh, yes. Can you hear the rest of the question? My bad. Sorry, got caught up in the answer. Yes. Audi diligenter et responde aut Anglicae aut Latine, da nobis Romanis numeris, annum ante Christum natum, conditae urbis, secundum Varonem reatinum. That was the full question. Okay. So we are researching that so as to not bog down the rest of the round. We'll come back to it. We'll contextualize all of that again when we get a decision. Okay. So for now, toss-up 8 is in limbo. We will see where that goes very shortly. Moving on to toss-up number 9 for any team, and it is the visual question. So give us a second to get that visual up on your screens.
Coming now.
Sounds good. Let me make sure I have everything in the right place. Can everybody see that all right? Okay. So once it is shared, you will have 10 seconds to examine it before I begin the toss-up question. Maybe like 12 seconds. Take those 10 seconds now. The toss-up. Identify the work. Sorry, let me repeat that. Let me start over. Toss-up. Identify the author and work of passage D. Massachusetts 1, Danny.
Statius Thebaid.
Statius Thebaid is correct. Bonus number 1 to Team Massachusetts. The name of what literary figure belongs in the blanks in both passages A and B?
Literary figure.
These Catullus.
It's the same, right?
Can you paste the bonus in the chat, please? Thank you.
Yeah, so it should be the same one for both. So it will be Catullus.
It's just Catullus.
Oh, it's polio. Because Asinius Mauritianus is Asinius polio. Like they're related somehow.
So just polio? Is that the answer?
Yeah.
I need an answer, please.
Polio, final answer.
Polio is correct. Bonus number 2, identify the author and work of passage C.
Abioe.
Is C an elegiac couplet?
I have no idea. Amalthea is okay. So this is about who writes about the birth of Zeus. Maybe like Plautus and Ficero.
Maybe.
It could be Propertius.
I feel like there would be more weird forms if it was Plautus.
What did you say, Ethan?
I need an answer, please.
Propertius is Monobiblos.
I'm sorry, Propertius' Monobiblos is not correct. This is Ovid's Fasti. Ovid's Fasti. So that is 15 points on toss-up number 9. Thank you, Michael, for sharing the visual. I wish we could ooh and ah together in person, but unfortunately, we just have to get to toss-up number 10 for any team. Translate the following sentence into English. Est difficilius adipisci permissionem. Florida 4, Fefe.
It is rather difficult to obtain permission.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Wisconsin 1, Ali.
It is rather difficult to obtain permission to steal.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Massachusetts 4, Kyler.
It is rather difficult to obtain permission to obtain permissions.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. I'll read that full sentence. Est difficilis adipisci permissionem, quam rogare remissionem. That famous phrase, it's more difficult to obtain permission than to ask for forgiveness. There that is. No score on toss-up number 10, and we have a score check at our halfway mark.
Okay, after 10, we have Massachusetts with 30 points, Florida with 40 points, and Wisconsin also with 40 points.
Exciting stuff. Okay, moving on to toss-up number 11 for any team. Here's that question. What city in which two quarreling Heraclids named Procles and Massachusetts won? Danny.
Sparta.
Sparta is correct. Named Procles and Eurysthenes established a dual kingship, was the site of Oeonus' death at the hands of the sons of Hippocoon, the brother of Tyndareus. Bonus number 1 for Team Massachusetts. Hippocoon, like Neleus, once refused to purify Heracles after he threw what man to his death from the walls of Tiryns in a fit of madness?
Right.
Yeah.
Iphitus final.
Iphitus is correct. Bonus number 2, what Spartan princess, a daughter of Tyndareus, cheated on her husband Echimus, fulfilling a prophecy that all of Tyndareus' daughters would be unfaithful?
Yep, nice. Tamandra final.
Tamandra is correct for 20 points on toss-up number 11. Moving on to toss-up number 12 for any team. Using an idiom, say in Latin, as soon as possible, y'all should come here. Florida 1, Robert.
Decet vobis huc venire quam calerme.
Let me hear from Wisconsin 1, Ali.
Okay. Quam primum vos huc debatis venire.
Massachusetts 4, Kyler.
Apportet vos huc venire quam primum.
Okay.
Alex, is what I typed the first answer?
Yes.
I left off. Oh, I'm not sure I left anything off, but yeah.
Okay. All those answers are not what we have here on the page. Give me a second.
There was a pronoun too, right, in the first one?
Team 1 that responded, Robert, do you mind repeating your answer if you happen to remember it?
Here I said quam calerme vobis decet venire huc. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'll pull the answers verbatim from the stream.
Cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good. That means, Colby, you're going to have to take over my job. So any protests in the meantime should go to Colby.
Okay.
Sounds good. Are we going to send this to the room and wait, or take one of the answers?
I can tell you what I have here. I'm not sure whether the first response will be counted correct, just because quam calerme, I don't think that's traditionally considered an idiom, even though we kind of finagled that translation into English. Yeah, I can tell you what I have here, since we had all the teams answer, and we can pull those answers. The answer that I have here, again, the sentence, as soon as possible, y'all should come here. That answer, quam primum huc veniatis. So we had some subjunctive-y idea. Y'all decided to use debes, apportet, all those things to indicate that obligation. So unfortunately, like the other toss-up, we will come back to that. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Cool. Okay. All good. Toss-up 13. Thank you, Colby. Moving on to toss-up number 13. What mythological hero's story is the focus of works both by Varro Florida 1 Robert?
Jason.
Jason is correct. By both Varro Atacinus and Valerius Flaccus, who rewrote the original story by Apollonius of Rhodes. Jason's story. Bonus number 1. What is the title of Varro Atacinus's historical poem concerning the campaigns of Julius Caesar against Ariovistus?
Like Bellum Sequanicum, I think. I think that's what it's called.
Go with it.
Bellum Sequanicum final.
Bellum Sequanicum is correct. Bonus number 2. What work of Varro Atacinus is regarded as one of the first examples of erotic poetry in Latin?
Did he write Lucadia? I think. Yeah. Lucadia final.
Lucadia is correct for 20 points on toss-up number 13 to Team Florida. Right? Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Cool. Okay. Moving on to toss-up number 14 for any team. In the Aeneid, Coronaeus places the Massachusetts one, Danny.
Maecenas.
Places the fragments of what man's cremated bones in an urn after he was found drowned on Cumae's shore, having rashly dared the gods to a trumpeting contest? Maecenas is. Bonus number 1. Earlier in the poem, Maecenas serves as a lookout when Aeneas's crews attack what islands where Calino and the other harpies live?
Strophates, right?
Yeah.
The Strophates Island final.
That is correct. Bonus number 2. What companion of Aeneas, killed in Book 12 of the Aeneid, was the father of Maecenas?
What the heck? Father of Maecenas? It's like Iolus, I think. No,
What happens in book 12?
I don't know.
I don't know this either.
A lot of people die. Do you want to try Iolus?
I need an answer, please.
Iolus final.
Iolus is correct. That is 20 points on toss-up number 14 for Team Massachusetts. Okay. Just an update, still looking on both of those questions. So we're going to continue right along. Toss-up number 15 for any team. Quid Anglicae significat reus? Florida 1, Robert.
Defendant.
Defendant is correct. Bonus number 1 to Team Florida. Quid Anglicae significat lacer?
We had this before. Mangled. Yes. Yes.
Mangled. I know.
Mangled is correct. Bonus number 2. Quid Anglicae significat eminus?
Eminus, like cominus is like hand to hand, and then if you fight eminus, it's like from far away, I think.
Is it? I think that's okay.
It's like I don't know how it
like from hand. I mean, yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, I think it's like cominus is like hand to hand, and then eminus is like fighting from far away. Like from far away. Final.
That works for me. From far away, at a distance. Can also mean aloof. A spear's throw away. Okay. So that is 20 points on toss-up number 15. And can we get a score check pending all of those other questions at the 3/4 mark?
Yes. So pending toss-up 8 and toss-up 12, which are under review, we have Massachusetts with 70 points, Florida with 80 points, and Wisconsin with 40 points.
Cool. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Wait, just out of curiosity, what was the word in toss-up 15 for the
Oh,
quid significant?
reus. All good. Okay. Just another update. I like to maintain transparency just so you all know how your scores can be affected. Going back to toss-up 7, what man's warband was defeated after a short siege of the Roman capital in 460 BC? Going to that bonus, the second bonus, where the answer was Appius Claudius. There's a challenge that only Aetius Clausus should have been accepted since that was his name at the time. Kind of like an Augustus Octavian thing. Okay, so to maintain full transparency, that is another thing that we are looking into. Okay. Okay. Moving on to toss-up number 16 for any team. Responde aut Latine aut Anglice. Qui dux exercitum Gothicum a Gallia, Massachusetts to Ethan. I need an answer, please.
Alaric.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Florida 4, Fefe.
Vercingetorix.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Repeating the question. Responde aut Latine aut Anglice. Qui dux exercitum Gothicum a Gallia exegit, tum Gallam placidium in matrimonium duxit at Wisconsin 3 Ria.
Attila.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. I'll finish that sentence. Tum Gallam placidium in matrimonium duxit et principatum cum honorio partivit. The correct answer is Constantius III. Constantius III. Okay. No score on toss-up number 16. Moving on to toss-up number 17 for any team. Although most likely from 2 works on sauces and the preparation of Massachusetts 1, Danny.
Apicius.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Florida 1, Robert.
De Re Coquinaria.
De Re Coquinaria is correct. And the preparation of dishes, respectively. What work of Latin literature contains a corpus of cooking recipes and is commonly attributed to a man named Marcus Gavius? De Re Coquinaria is correct. Bonus number 1 for Team Florida. Although the name of the author is thought to be simply Marcus Gavius, the work is actually attributed to a Marcus Gavius with what cognomen, which is thought to be derived from a famous gourmet at the end of the 2nd century AD.
Apicius, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Apicius, final.
Apicius is correct. Bonus number 2, how many books comprise the De Re Coquinaria?
Like 6, I think. I have not seen this in a while.
Catherine, what do you think?
Yeah, Catherine, do you know?
No.
I feel like it's 6.
6 seems like a pretty good amount of pages for a cookbook. I'd agree.
Okay, let's go that. 6, final.
No, I'm sorry, 6 is not correct. 10 is the correct answer.
Willem, you're unmuted, by the way.
Okay. So that is 15 points on toss-up number 17. There has been a decision made on Appius Claudius. That challenge is denied, so Appius Claudius will remain correct for that bonus. Okay. Cool. Moving on to toss-up number 18 for any team. Here's that question. Which of the following nouns, if any, is not derived from the same Latin root as the others? Inquest, perk, query, Wisconsin 1, Ali. I need an answer, please. Can you repeat that?
Query?
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Florida 1, Robert.
Inquest.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Repeating. Which of the following Sorry, I thought I saw a buzz. That was a clear. Which of the following nouns, if any, is not derived from the same Latin root as the others? Inquest, perk, query, quarrel. Massachusetts 4, Kyler.
Quarrel.
Quarrel is correct. Bonus number 1 for Team Massachusetts. From what Latin noun with what meaning do we derive Q? Spelled right there for you.
Is it like quies, meaning rest?
Oh, it could make sense. Yeah, it could be.
What other idea do you have?
I don't really have an idea.
I don't think it's quiz. I've seen it before. It was like a weird one.
Is it like
Do you think it's like
quail?
quatio or quail? Oh, it could be quail.
Quail to be able?
It's a noun.
Quail would make. Oh, it's a
noun.
noun. Could you? Oh, now okay.
I need an answer, please.
Let's
Go
go
with
quies.
quiz.
Quies meaning quiet.
No, I'm sorry, quies is not correct. This comes from cauda, meaning tail. Try this bonus. Finally, from what 2 Latin words with what meanings is rampart derived?
Oh my God. Okay, so probably pars and like, oh my God,
Like Ramos branch or something.
could be, or it could be from. Wait, is it from? No, that's parapet. I don't know. Let's say. I guess we can say Ramos. I don't think that's it though.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
need an
guess.
answer, please.
Okay, Ramos branch and pars part final.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. This comes from ante, before, and parare, to prepare. Okay, so that is 10 points on toss of number 18. I believe we have an update. So an update on the history question with all the Roman numerals. DCCLII, I believe that first answer that we received is not acceptable. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the bonuses for the team that gave DCCLII. Can I get a reminder of which team gave that answer?
That would be
believe it's-
Wisconsin.
Thank you so much. Okay, so going back, we're talking about giving years for things. Everybody feel good about continuing these bonuses now? Okay, so bonus number 1, here that is for Wisconsin. Optime dixti, nunc da nobis Romanis numeris, annum anno domini, ubi Roma capta esset.
The year Rome was captured, right?
Yeah, what year was it?
Well, they're like, I would assume 410 AD. Wait, no, maybe it's just 476. So that's too easy.
Wait, what's the most easy answer?
I need an answer, please.
I guess 476.
You can please start that. Going to call adequate time. A number of options you could have given. Yeah, if you want to paste that in the chat for their reference. 476 is there, 410 is there, among several others. Try this bonus. Tandem da nobis Romanis numeris, annum anno domini, ubi nos ludimus hoc certamen.
So 2021 in Roman numerals. Okay, so XXI, right?
Yeah.
2021. Does that look good?
Yeah.
All right. The answer in the chat, final answer.
That is correct for 15 points on toss-up number 8 to Team Wisconsin. I believe still no update on the language question, so we will come back to that. Moving on to toss-up number 19 for any team. What body of water, near which a spring had formed after a thirsty man kicked a rock, was navigated after a tripod was dedicated to its Massachusetts 1, Danny?
The Black Sea.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Florida 1, Robert. I need an answer, please.
Lake Tritonis.
Lake Tritonis is correct. The full question, what body of water near which a spring had formed after a thirsty man kicked a rock was navigated after a tripod was dedicated to its half-fish god, a son of Poseidon, by the Argonauts? Lake Tritonis is correct. Bonus number 1 to Team Florida. Who was this thirsty man with whom the Argonauts were actually quite familiar?
So who dedicated the tripod?
Did you also paste the toss up?
Yeah. So
it's coming.
Thank you. Euphemus is the guy who then has the Heracles maybe kicked the rock, since they were. It's when they were going.
I need an answer, please.
Maybe Heracles then, Catherine.
Sure.
Heracles final.
Heracles is correct. Bonus number 2. According to Apollonius's Argonautica, what Libyan shepherd killed one of the Argonauts for trying to steal his flocks and was killed by the Argonauts in return?
Starts with a C, I think. No.
Is it
Cephalus? Or
What did you say, Catherine?
I said like Cephalus or
Aurus something. I haven't seen his name in like 2 years.
Yeah.
How does Kephion sound?
That's definitely not it.
Okay.
I need an answer, please.
Caphaurus final.
Caphaurus is correct. For 20 points on toss-up number 19. Okay. It is toss-up number, or is the end of 19, about to go into 20. Can we get a score check?
Okay, so I believe we are still pending on toss-up 12, the language question, but with everything else, after 19, we have Massachusetts with 80 points, Florida with 115 points, and Wisconsin with 45 points.
Cool. Are there any other challenges that we need to be made aware of, or I should convey to our people here?
Now is your time, or until the last challenge is resolved.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm not sure if this got buried on the other issues going on with other rooms, so we might be here for at least a few minutes. So feel free to just hang out. Maybe stay in that zone. Maybe take some breaths.
We've been asked for an explanation. We've been asked for an explanation on toss-up 7 bonus 2 on whether Octavian and Augustus are interchangeable now, or if it's mod discretion. We've sent that to the room to ask as well.
Okay. Yes, go get water real quickly while I make sense of what's being said. Okay. We'll wait for Robert to get back and then we'll. What's up, Michael? Or did you want to say?
No, just hang on. Yeah, after.
Okay.
We're waiting on that thing. Okay. Still being discussed. So yeah. Colby, maybe you head over there and just see if you can keep us in the loop. Is that
Yeah,
possible?
Yeah,
It's
no
probably
worries.
faster than typing.
So we can. Do you want to inform them of the thing in question or what the answers were, since we never reminded them of them?
Yeah,
I
sounds
can
good.
DM them to you if you want.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Sounds good. We'll give Michael a second to do that. Again, the question in question is toss-up 12 as soon as possible. Sorry, using an idiom, say in Latin, as soon as possible, y'all should come here. Okay. We're gonna
It's
get
in the chat in 1 second.
We have the answer choices that Michael gathered from the live stream. I don't. That's buzzer order, right?
That is in buzzer order, yes.
Okay. So, really, our question was looking up if quam calerame can be considered an idiom and fulfills that using an idiom at the beginning. The grammar, as far as I'm concerned, on all of those looks right. Those are all different ways to say that. And we have determined that quam calerame is.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you held me right there.
Hang on. I will message.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Nobody knows. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. We're still gonna wait for a few more moments.
Okay, I'm about to send you something again, Alex. It's not the final thing, though. We're not alone here. There are other issues in other rooms, and that's why, or part of why it's taking long. You've been through this before, though, so. Okay, hang on. We're gonna send something to you. Do you want me to explain or should I? You can, if you're following the group me, you can.
Yeah, I am. So the latest thing that comes up, or that came up right before I was about to say something, and I left y'all in utter suspense, is that Deckett takes the accusative. We're looking through our sources, and we have found sources, particularly in Cicero, where Deckett can take the dative. Okay, so Michael, do you have anything to add? Yes. Okay. So, going back to what that means in terms of the question, Decat vobis huc venire quam celereme. The first answer given by Florida is acceptable. Okay. And
He's
Colby
also
is
going to
here.
explain something briefly.
Yes. Yeah. Colby is here to explain the Appius Claudius. That.
Yeah. The moderating staff feels that the issue with Attius Clausus and Appius Claudius is not the same as the issue with Octavian and Augustus, because Attius Clausus is plausibly a name that he could have used at the same time as Appius Claudius, sorry. And therefore, they're both acceptable depending on obviously which culture he might have been interacting with at the time, which does not apply to Octavian and Augustus's name. And I believe that is our final decision on the matter. Did you already explain the Deckett and all that? Okay, cool.
Yes. Okay. So, again, reiterating that Florida will get toss-up number 12, Decat vobis huc venire quam celereme. Okay, so we're going to move on to those bonuses now. Bonus number 1 for Team Florida. Using a correlative phrase, say in Latin, the sooner y'all arrive, the better.
How do you do this?
Oh, no, this is it's some like it's wait.
I think it's like tanto quanto, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, like.
So tanto Cetius was
pair.
Hold up.
Sorry. Continue.
Venitus, right? So like tanto Calarius. Could you say Calarius? That tanto Calarius.
I think no. Sooner is set. No, isn't sooner Cetius?
Oh, I think that's right. Wait, Secus Cetius is Secus.
Yeah. Yes.
I need an answer, please.
Okay, so tanto Cetius per Venitus quanto Melius, right? Melius.
Okay. I'm saying that should be fine. I'll tell you what I have here on the page. Quo Citius, you could have done ad venitus or venitus, eo melius. So we have quo and eo, you used tanto quanto. That works. Okay. Bonus number 2, using an impersonal verb, say in Latin, in 2 sentences. I am sorry. Y'all came much too late.
This should be mea paenitet. It's mea.
It's mea.
Right, mea paenitet.
Mea paenitet, and you came. So pair.
No, it should just be. It should just be like when is the
molto. Wait, how do you say much too late?
Shouldn't it be like nimis, like nimissime, or something like that?
I don't know what's going on. So I'll just defer to you when you say something. Defer to Pepe.
Me paenitet vos nimissime tarde advenistis.
I'll tell you what I have here. Me paenitet. You could have said serius or tardius multo venistis. Okay. I'm thinking nimius and nimissime, that thing. I'm not sure that is a valid form. Okay. Okay.
One sec, Alex. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw.
One sec. Can we get a score check without the bonuses, if that makes sense?
Sure, let me just adjust. So score check without the bonuses on 12 would be Massachusetts with 80 points, Florida with 125 points, and Wisconsin with 45 points.
Okay. So again, going back to the question.
So yeah, that's my fault. I originally heard Kitius on the bonus one, which is on the paper and would have been acceptable. Went back and checked the footage. You clearly said Setius, Setius, and therefore that's not acceptable, we think. But Alex.
Okay. So for that question, we're going to say 10 points for now. And I think we're going to leave it at 10 points. Does that make sense? Everybody in agreement? Okay. Any other thing before I read toss up 20 and this round is in the books? Okay. I'm not seeing anything from any party. So here we go with toss up number 20 for any team. You are meeting with a Latin-speaking architect about a new house. What specific part, Wisconsin won, Ali?
The entrance.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Repeating. You are meeting with a Latin-speaking architect about a new house. What specific part of the house is the architect discussing with you when she mentions imbriques? Florida 1, Robert.
The roof.
The roof is correct. Bonus number 1 for Team Florida. The architect next mentions opus caementicium and opus quadratum. What specific part of the house is the architect discussing when she mentions these terms?
The walls. Walls, final.
Walls is correct. Bonus number 2, the house is finished and it is finally time to move in. The movers come up to you and ask where to place the arca, which is filled with the money of the paterfamilias. Give the Latin name for the room in which the arca would traditionally be placed.
That's the tabularium.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but
Tabularium? There, you mean tablinum? There's
yeah,
no
tablinum.
Yeah, tablinum, final.
Tablinum is correct for 20 points on toss-up number 20. And can we get a final score check, please?
All right, well done, everybody. Our final score check. We have Massachusetts with 80 points, Florida with 145 points, and Wisconsin with 45 points.
Congratulations. Again, thank you so much for all the work that you put in. If we didn't have the dedication that y'all show every single day when you do play, when you pick up a buzzer, when you answer a question, when you think about Certamen, this would not be possible. So again, thank you, everybody. Let me make sure that I don't have any closing words that I need to address. Just remember to get that Google form, which I can send again to any teammates that have played in any round. That's kind of the most important thing. Here that is. Make sure you yourself fill that out. I know one person joined late. I'm not sure they filled it out. But other than that, I hope you have a great rest of the convention, and I look forward to seeing y'all in person eventually.
If you do want to use the moderator evaluation, you can do that as well.
Oh yes, I don't have that links there, but
I popped it in.
Oh, okay, cool. Wally te omnes.
Thank you so much.
We're about to, hang on, stop the stream, get everyone out. So if you're watching at home and you're waiting for the intermediate semifinals, it's going to take a second. It usually loops back the previous round for maybe 30 seconds or so, and then I'll go through everything. Okay, we're live. So we're going to start by introducing our talented mod and background team. So I am Michael Kearney. I'm coming to you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'll be your primary moderator today. That means I read you the questions, and we'll go to Colby and then to Alex.
I'm Colby. I'm in Houston, Texas. If you have any protests to lodge, please send them to me. Remember, this is semifinals, so any protests must be resolved before the end of before we move past toss-up 19. So don't hesitate. You can't have any time after the round is over to lodge additional protests, and I'm the person to contact through direct message via Zoom.
Hey guys, my name is Alex Soto. I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas, and I will be copying and pasting Boney, all that good stuff. Congratulations on getting here, and good luck to everyone.
And then we have our background staff. That's our two scorekeepers, Mary and Austin, and Claire, who will now introduce themselves as well.
Salve te omnes. My name is Mary Beineman. I'm a Latin teacher from Houston, Texas, and I will be the primary scorekeeper.
Hello, my name is Austin Chu. I'm in New York City, and I'll be the backup scorekeeper.
Hey everyone, I'm Claire. I'm in Central Virginia, and I will be keeping time for Boney.
Excellent. And I've worked with at least Mary and Claire through the past few rounds, and I know they're best in the business. So we're ready to get started with our checklist. Keep checking the Sked app for upcoming sessions. Don't forget that many colloquia are pre-recorded and you can listen to them at any time. By participating in this session of Certamen, you are agreeing to abide by the NJCL Code of Conduct and the guidelines which I will go over. Do not record any audio or video without express permission. The moderator and tech assistant, and really everyone that I authorize in this round, have the authority to remind participants of the guidelines and to remove a participant from Zoom for not following the guidelines and or the NJCL Code of Conduct. We have our 9 players, it's just the one from Tennessee, and they're all on camera, so that's excellent. Players should wait until recognized to answer a toss-up, even if you appear first on your screen. It may not be that way on mine. The Zoom audience should be quiet for the duration of the match with cameras turned off. At 5, 10, and 15, you're free to clap using the Zoom reactions. You may also type encouraging, non-specific words in the chat at those score breaks. At 19, though, please only use Zoom clapping reactions. Audience members in Zoom may turn on their cameras naturally and microphones at the end of the round if they wish to speak to us. And now the Aurelia passage. I'll paste it in. Here we are. And I'll read it at the pace that I'll try to go with the Latin. Aurelia, cui urbs placebat, erat in Aegypto cum familia sua ingenti et equo suo. Tredecem ludos magnos Iois in amphitheatro Alexandriae spectabant, tandem hic equus iratus dom recur recoipit. Ehu. Everyone can hear me clearly? Mic sounds good? Excellent. Please do not do anything that may be construed as consultation, including gestures and any verbal or electronic communication with the other players, coaches, or audience members. You may not communicate with other players in any way other than by voice in Zoom or by Zoom chat. You're locked into the Zoom client for this round. If you have a question during a toss-up, you should either raise your hand in the camera. I don't prefer that. You can make yourself known, you can unmute and speak, but that might be considered as an answer. So the third one that I prefer is raising your hand in the Zoom client, as you may have done in some of your classes this year. Please do not have any exclamations about consultation or other rules or procedures during a question in progress. That's to everyone, including coaches. Moderators have discretions to make rulings during the round. If there's an issue, please direct it to the Certamen chair. Please be polite and respectful of our judgment. Do know, though, that we have a talented staff of 6 or 7 moderators who are working in their own Zoom room exclusively on challenges. So if we think it's beyond our pay grade and we can't resolve it instantly, we get sent to the research team and they can do with it what they will, and then we'll get it back before the end of the round. All protests for semifinal matches must be lodged before question 20 for questions 1 through 19, and no protest may be filed for semifinal matches after the match has been completed. Captains, we have Wyatt from Tennessee, Soham from Florida, and from Virginia, Alexander. Excellent. Any questions? Okay. Do we know if they have the go-ahead? Yes, go ahead, Soham.
Question. So like, first of all, can like players challenge, or does it only have to be from coaches?
Players can challenge. You can challenge the same way as coaches by sending a message to Colby, our protest person, or since you're a player, you also have the ability to speak up at the end of a toss-up, for instance, and say, I'd like this challenged, or after a bonus, or so like. You have a bit more power than the coaches do.
Okay.
Anything else? Yeah, go ahead.
Like, are we gonna get like the time in chat or like verbally?
You will not get the time in chat. So I get the time sent to me after the 20 seconds have passed, and I will say, answer please. This is on bonuses, that is. And then you'll have to start your answer. On toss-ups, it's just my discretion. So after 4 or 5 seconds, whenever I feel appropriate, I'll say, answer please, then you'll have to start your answer.
Okay,
so nothing's going to come to you in the chat except the bonuses and the buzzes and the passage if it comes up.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, then we are going to get this show on the road. Let me just set up my screen, then we can go for it. Okay, this is the 2021 NJCL Certamen Intermediate Semifinals. I will begin by reading one practice question for no points. This question does not necessarily reflect the difficulty of questions found in the tournament. Toss-up 0. The vague terms Asia and Asia Minor notwithstanding, what is now modern-day Turkey was never in ancient times thought of as a single region. Name 4 ancient regions. Jordan?
Galatia, Cappadocia, Pontus, and Lycia.
That's correct. Which lay wholly or partially in modern-day Turkey. Here's your first bonus, Virginia. Name 4 more.
So Pergamum,
Okay, those will look good to me. I defer to Jordan.
They're in the chat.
Okay, that's Pergamum, Bithynia, Pamphylia, and Cilicia for those at home, and those are correct. And your second bonus, name 4 more.
Okay, this is going to get a bit. I don't know if I can.
Try.
Just do whatever you can. Yes. Just take a guess if you have to.
Answer, please.
I defer to Jordan.
I don't have anything else, sorry.
We've got Lydia in the chat, which would be acceptable. And beyond that, there's 17 more that you could have given. I'll spare you them. You can find it out when it's published. Or you can look at 1981 upper level final round of NJCL Certamen, from which this 50 years of Certamen throwback question was taken. There was actually 5 for each of those, so you got off lightly. And we'll go on then to toss up 1 to start the round, 4 points. Here's toss up 1. Of the words gemmatus, fossa, sika, polvis, and turis, which is best described in the following sentence? Cum lapis de Soham?
Polvis.
Polvis is correct. Delator hoc creator. Here's your first bonus, Florida. From the list in the toss-up, gemmatus, fossa, sika, polvis, and turis, which is best described in the following sentence? Saipe leander hoc nut natavit, ubi hero habitavit.
Please paste.
So Leander sailed there, and Hero lives there. Caroline, do you know?
So can people live in ditches?
Uh,
And
or does he live in a tower, maybe?
Answer, please.
Yeah, I think it's tower.
Tourist final.
That's correct. And your second bonus, from the list in the toss-up, Gemitus, Fossa, Sika, Polvis, and Turris, which is best described in the following sentence? Viro vulnerato, hunc sonatum fecit.
Is it Sika, meaning dagger?
Yeah,
Probably.
Right. Viro
It's
vulnerato.
not ditch, I don't think.
Wait. He makes. What's sonatum?
Answer, please.
Sika final.
No, we're looking for gemitus. The sentence means when a man is wounded, he makes this sound, or he made this sound. And gemitus is kind of a groan. So that's 15 points for Florida on toss-up 1. And we'll move on to toss-up 2. Here's toss-up 2. Who transformed a crown into the constellation Corona? Anne?
Dionysus.
Dionysus is correct. Corona Borealis changed sets of disbelievers into bats and dolphins and made vines out of nothing to produce wine. Here's your first bonus, Virginia. In honor of what woman did Dionysus transform a crown into the constellation Corona Borealis?
This would be Ariadne. Do you guys agree?
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I defer to Anne.
Ariadne, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? What Orchomenian king's daughters rejected the worship of Dionysus, which prompted the god to transform them into bats?
This would be the. I think he's Minyas.
That's the.
Oh,
the
that's
king.
the king. Minyades.
Yeah, we
Okay.
need the daughters, I think. Or
What king's
No, king,
daughters?
king. We
We
need
need
the
the king. Yeah.
Wait, the daughters or the king?
Answer, please.
refer to Anne.
Minyas, final answer.
That's correct. We needed the king, Minyas. So that's the full 20 points for Virginia on toss-up 2. And we'll move on to toss-up 3. Here's toss-up 3. What word, the present subjunctive form of a Latin verb, can be used in English to warn someone about a potential problem? Alexander?
Kawayat.
Kawayat is correct, such as buying questionable goods or avoiding fierce guard dogs. Here's your first bonus, Virginia. What word, also the present subjunctive form of a Latin verb, can be used to tell an editor to ignore an alteration proposed by another?
If no one knows anything, just try sticking some words together.
I don't
the
know.
abbreviation. I don't know either. What's the word for ignore?
I think it's ignoro, but I genuinely do not have anything for this.
Try ignoro.
Answer.
Ignore it.
No, we're looking for stet. And your second bonus? What phrase, containing a present subjunctive form of a Latin verb, indicates that someone accused of a crime ought to be brought before a court to prevent unlawful detention?
Habeas corpus.
That sounds right.
Habeas corpus. Yeah.
Sure.
Habeas corpus. Final answer.
That's correct. So that's 15 points for Virginia on toss-up 3. And we'll move on to toss-up 4. Here's toss-up 4. What fortress in the middle Danube? Lincoln?
Masada.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining 2 teams. What fortress in the middle Danube, initially established as a base during the time of Augustus and later serving as the capital of Pannonia Superior, most famously Jordan?
Sirmium.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team. What fortress in the middle Danube, initially established as a base during the time of Augustus and later serving as the capital of Pannonia Superior, most famously hosted a conference to ease the rising tensions of the Second Tetrarchy in 308 AD? Wyatt?
Carnuntum.
Can you repeat that, sorry?
Carnuntum.
Carnuntum is correct. Here's your first bonus, Tennessee. In the settlement of Carnuntum, who became Augustus in the west opposite Galerius in the east and ruled in that capacity until 313 AD?
Could you paste, please? Okay, I will say Valerius Severus, final.
No, we're looking for Licinius. And your second bonus? Maximian was forced to retire a second time at Carnuntum and served as an advisor to Constantine, but he eventually declared himself Augustus a third time in 310 AD at what city in southern France?
Okay. I do not know. I will say Ravenna, final.
No, we're looking for Arles or Arlate. So that's 10 points for Tennessee on toss-up 4, and we'll move on to toss-up 5. Here's toss-up 5. Translate the following sentence into English. Numquam nostri juris jurandi. Soham? Answer, please.
Don't believe in our oath.
That's incorrect. Wyatt?
We never obey our oaths.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team. Translate the following sentence into English. Numquam nostri juris jurandi obloviscamur. I'll repeat. Translate the following sentence into English. Numquam nostri juris jurandi obliviscamur. I've read the question through twice. Alexander?
Let us never forget our oath.
That is correct. Here is your first bonus, Virginia. Translate the following sentence into English. Huius erroris non meminisse temptabis.
Okay. You will try to remember. You will not try to remember. Who is Aurora?
Huius is of this.
Answer, please.
Of this error.
You will not try to remember this error.
That's correct. And your second bonus? Using a form of memony, translate the following sentence into Latin. I will remember your gift.
Okay. Meminero tuidoni.
Is memony deponent?
It takes the genitive, and it's like weird because it only exists in the perfect.
Okay. Is it deponent?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Miminero tui doni.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points. And yes, I should have gotten you for full answer or final answer, but you were getting it out. So that's the full 20 points for Virginia on toss-up 5. And we'll get our first score check, please.
All right. So after 5, I have Tennessee with 10 points, Florida with 15 points, and Virginia with 55 points.
Okay, excellent first 5. We're going to move on to toss-up 6. Here's toss-up 6. As Daedalus consigns Icarus to the grave in Ovid's Metamorphoses, a bird that is the... Caroline?
Partridge.
That's incorrect. Anne?
Perdix.
I need an answer, please. Say that again,
Perdix.
please. Perdix is correct. A bird that is the transformed version of what youth cackles vengefully beside him because his uncle Daedalus once jealously threw him off the Acropolis. Here's your first bonus, Virginia. According to Ovid, what deity changed Perdix into a partridge when he was thrown off the Acropolis?
This would be Athena. Do you guys agree?
That would make sense.
Sure.
Okay. according to Ovid. So yeah.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I defer to Anne.
Minerva, final answer.
Good catch. That's correct. And your second bonus. According to Ovid, what tool did Perdix invent, taking inspiration from a fish's spine?
I think this is a saw.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Defer to Anne.
A saw, final answer.
That's correct. That's the full 20 points for Virginia on toss-up 6, and we'll move on to toss-up 7. Here's toss-up 7. While you maneuver your way through this Soham?
Anus and opus.
That's correct. Through this
Nice
Certamen
pass.
round, we hope you are learning a plethora of things. What two Latin nouns are at the root of maneuver? Here's your first bonus. Florida. You may consider the occasional question a nuisance as it tests you on very obscure knowledge. From what Latin verb with what meaning do we derive nuisance?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Right? Are you sure?
With what meaning? I think.
Nokeo harm, right?
Yeah.
You sure? Because they're like different words and they're like kind of.
I think it comes from Nokeo.
Okay, yeah, same. Nokeo to harm, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus, sometimes you'll get an ingenious buzz, like you just did, that no one thought anyone could pull off. From what Latin verb, with what meaning, do we derive the English word ingenious?
Ingenious.
Verb. Huh. I know it comes from genus, but I'm not sure about verb.
Is it maybe Kogo, Gero?
Answer, please.
Defer to Shrija.
Kogo meaning to think.
No, we need gigno, meaning to beget or give birth to or produce or cause. So that's 15 points for Florida on toss-up 7. We'll move on to toss-up 8. Here's toss-up 8. Give the Latin term for the objects that could be marked with the numbers 1. Soham?
Like tali.
Tali is correct. 1, 3, 4, and 6 on their 4 unique sides for use in Roman games of chance. Here's your first bonus, Florida. What was the name of the throw generally considered the best in a game of tali?
Venus.
Yeah.
Venus, final.
That's correct. And your second bonus, what configuration of 4 tali comprised a Venus throw?
Okay, so it was all of them have the difference. So 1,
1, 3,
Did you just
4,
say that
6.
they had to be all the different, like be all different?
Yeah, okay. All the throws were different numbers, final.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 8. We'll go on to toss-up 9 for any player. For toss-up 9, we will screen share a visual. Okay, everyone can see it. Looks like it's working. 1 second for me. Consider the 3 memes. I am going to tell a story in Latin. When you feel that you recognize which meme would best fit the tale, buzz in, wait to be recognized, and then give the number of the correct meme. Erat mihi dies natalis, et Wyatt?
1.
That's incorrect. Soham?
3.
3 is correct. I'll finish the passage. Et amici dixerunt nos pugnam gladiatorum videre. Cum amici mei pugnas inter homines bestiasque spectare velint. Ego tamen gladiatores ipsos spectare volo. Meme 3. Here's your first bonus, Florida. In meme number 3, which of these impersonal verb best describes Drake in panel A? Placet, oportet, piget, delectat, uat.
Piget means disgust, right?
Yeah. I don't know what Drake's doing. Like,
He's.
Can we get that pasted?
Yeah, I think
please?
it's what Shrija said.
Because
I can do it.
I mean, like we could argue that he's disgusted.
Yeah.
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 okay, well, Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Defer to
Answer,
Shrija.
please.
Piget final.
That's correct in your second bonus. Now, give the number of the meme described in this story. Multis ab hinc anis, hostes ad arcem apropinquaverunt, per teriti a sono, anseres sacri cacinaverunt, ut custodem concitaret. Custos autem animalibus riset, et dixit, non opus est curae. I'll paste. Thank you, Alex.
Okay, so the enemies were going to the ark and then terrified by the sound. It is not necessary to care. Is that what the last line is?
I think it's not
It's probably
necessary.
just one.
Answer, please.
So one
Yeah.
final.
That's correct. So that's the
God.
full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 9. And after this closes down, we'll move on to toss-up 10. Here's toss-up 10. In response to what man's words do all the Achaeans shout, "Respect the priest and take the splendid ransom," when he begs Caroline?
Chrysaor.
That's incorrect. Anne?
Chryses.
Chryses is correct. When he begs Agamemnon to return his daughter in Book 1 of the Iliad. Here's your first bonus, Virginia. What deity, of whom Chryses was a priest, sent a plague to force Agamemnon to give up Chryseis?
This would be Apollo. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Defer to Anne.
Apollo, final answer.
That's correct. In your second bonus, what man took command of the ship that returned Chryseis to her father?
This is Odysseus, I think. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, we can go with that.
Sure.
Okay. I defer to Anne.
Odysseus, final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Virginia on toss-up 10. And could we have our score check after the half?
Okay, so at the half, we have Tennessee with 10 points, Florida with 70 points, and Virginia with 95 points. Nicely done.
Okay, excellent. We're going to move on then to toss-up 11. Here's toss-up 11. Listen carefully to the following passage, which I will read twice. Then answer the question that follows in English. Quaedam puella sola legens libellum in litore sedebat. Subito, quidam adolescens apparuit post eam, et stupefacta est. Puella se vertit, ut conspiceret adolescentem. Tam vehemens se vertit, ut pelleret nasum eus capite suo. Sic nasum fregit. Sanguis adolescentis de naribus effluit, et adolescens ipse decidit sanguinem horescens. Multo sanguine fluente, puella attonita ei dedit palam. Dende ipsa perterita celeriter discessit. I'll repeat. Quaedam puella sola legens libellum in litore sedebat. Subito quidam adolescens apparuit post eam et stupefacta est. Puella se vertit ut conspiceret adolescentem. Tam vehemens se vertit ut pelleret nasum eius capite suo. Sic nasum fregit. Sanguis adolescentis de naribus effluit, et adolescens ipse decidit sanguinem horescens. Multo sanguine fluente, puella attonita ei dedit palam. Dende ipsa perterita celeriter discessit. The question, in order to better Soham?
Like she turned herself around.
That's correct. In order to better see the boy, what did the girl do? Here's your first bonus, Florida. Responde latine. Quo modo puella fregit nasum adolescentes? We're going to get the passage followed by the question.
So look at the sick nasum thing. In what way?
How did she?
How did she break the nose?
Oh, is it
Answer,
just
please.
Final answer, Tom vehemen se vertit ut pelleret nasum eius capite suo.
That's correct. And your second bonus, responde latine. Pala data quid accidit.
So what happened?
It's coming in a second.
Look at the ending, most likely. Multo sangue. What?
Ipsa perterita celeriter discessit.
Okay, makes sense. Let's we have
Answer,
some,
please.
defer to Shrija for final answer.
Ipsa perterita celeriter discessit.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 11. And we'll move on to toss-up 12. Here's toss-up 12. What man's name perhaps means torn apart by horses, reflecting his Lincoln?
Metius Fufetius.
That's incorrect. Anne? Answer, please.
No answer.
Okay, I'll repeat for the remaining team. What man's name perhaps means torn apart by horses, reflecting his death when Poseidon sent a bull to scare his horses because these... Wyatt?
Hippolytus.
Hippolytus is correct, because Theseus cursed him for supposedly raping Phaedra. Here's your first bonus, Tennessee. What queen was the mother of Hippolytus?
Hippolyta. I think. I guess Antiope works. Okay, so Antiope, final answer.
We'd take either. Your second bonus. Girls at what city, where Theseus's maternal grandfather ruled, dedicated a lock of their hair to Hippolytus when they married?
Frozen, final.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Tennessee on toss-up 12. And we'll move on to toss-up 13. Here's toss-up 13. What Roman law, a conservative backlash against the emergence of young professional politicians at Rome, slowed the pace of the cursus honorum by fixing minimum... Wyatt?
Lex Velia Annalis.
That's correct. By fixing minimum ages for curule magistracies in 180 BC. Here's your first bonus, Tennessee. Another law of long-lasting significance was passed in 139 BC by the tribune Aulus Gabinius. What did it enact?
Let us say that it made it so plebeians could become praetors. Final.
No, sorry, we're looking for the secret ballot or the secret ballot in elections or at electoral assemblies. And your second bonus? 2 other laws were enacted in the 2nd century to provide for secret balloting in law courts in 137 and 107 BC. Name either of these laws.
Okay. I choose the Lex Valeria if it exists. Final.
No, we're looking for either the Lex Cassia, Tabularia, or the Lex Coelia, Tabularia. Tabularia means tablet for voting. So that's 10 points on Tennessee for toss-up 13. And we'll move on to toss-up 14. Here's toss-up 14. Chasseur. Soham?
Capio to take.
That's correct. cater, prince, emancipate, and conceivable are all derived from what Latin verb with what meaning? Here's your first bonus, Florida. What derivative of the Latin verb rego means a song or hymn of grief?
Oh, it's the rego.
Hymn of grief.
Oh, of grief. I honestly have no idea.
Elegy? I don't know.
Oh.
Oh,
maybe.
Caroline, what do you say?
Elegy.
Answer, please.
I defer to Caroline.
Elegy final?
No, we're looking for dirge. And your second bonus? What derivative of the Latin verb frango means a large fish-eating hawk?
Osprey.
Yeah, I think ospreys eat fish. Yeah, right? Yeah, osprey final.
That's correct. So that's 15 points for Florida on toss-up 14, and we'll move on to toss-up 15. Here's toss-up 15. Nestled at the foot of the Viminal Hill, which forum was lined with parallel porticos filled with statues of Republic? Caroline?
Trajan.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the other two teams. Nestled at the foot of the Viminal Hill, which forum was lined with parallel porticos filled with statues of Republican heroes and relatives of its patron? Wyatt?
I will say the forum of Julius Caesar.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team. Nestled at the foot of the Viminal Hill, which forum was lined with parallel porticos filled with statues of Republican heroes and relatives of its patron, and featured a large temple dedicated to Mars Ultor? Jordan?
Augustus.
Augustus is correct. Here's your first bonus, Virginia. The temple of Mars Ultor faced what other forum, constructed earlier in the vicinity of the Senate House in the Mamertine prison?
I think I'll go with Caesar's form on this one because I feel like that would be
Sure.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Was that constructed earlier?
Actually, I'll just go with like the
Answer, please.
I defer to Jordan.
The Roman form.
No, sorry, we're looking for the forum of Caesar. And your second bonus? To what deity did Caesar dedicate the central temple in his forum, delivering on his vow at the Battle of Pharsalus?
Venus Scanatrix.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Defer to Jordan.
Venus Scanatrix, final answer.
That's correct. We'd also take Venus. So that's 15 points on toss-up 15 for Virginia. Can we have our anti-penultimate score check, please?
All right, so after 15, we have Tennessee with 40 points, Florida with 105 points, and Virginia with 110 points. Bene factum.
Great game. We're going into the last 5. Remember, for everyone, that challenges have to be submitted before we proceed to 20. Keep that in mind. Here's toss-up 16. Make the phrase eadem irata multitudo genitive plural. Soham?
Eastem iratas multitudones.
That's incorrect. Wyatt?
Earundam iratarum multitudinem num.
Yes, that's correct. Here's your first bonus, Tennessee. Make the phrase quisque alta turis accusative singular.
Right. I will say quemque. Actually, I don't know. Quamque altam turim final.
That's correct. 1 second. After the bonus, I need to pause. Bonus 2, make the phrase alter malus exercitus dative singular.
Do you want me to give you a second?
Oh, you can go.
Okay. All right. Altri, Malo, Exercitui, final.
Can you spell your first word, please?
Okay. I will spell it as I said it. I believe it is incorrect though. Yeah.
Yes, that is incorrect. So I appreciate your honesty. That's 15 points. It's alteri malo exercitui on toss-up 16. We're going to move on to toss-up 17. Here's toss-up 17. To what class of verbs do all of the following belong? Quaso, Soham?
They all belong in intensive verbs.
That's incorrect. Wyatt?
Meditative verbs.
That's incorrect. Alexander?
Mediative.
That's incorrect. 1 second. So I was just slightly confused about the phrasing of Soham's answer. I'm going to take it, but you said they all belong in intensive verbs, and I was just thrown off enough that I wanted to hear everyone else before I took it. So iteratives, intensive, frequentatives. Here's your first bonus, Florida. To what class of verbs do all of the following belong? Parturio, asurio, empturio.
Desiderative.
Desiderative. Okay.
I'm probably like not doing the right pronunciation, but defer to Shrija.
Desiderative final.
That's correct. And your second bonus, to what class of verbs do all of the following belong? Lacesso, facesso, capesso.
They're the inceptive.
Inchoative.
It's so wait. Kalesco. I think is this meditative? Because all iso and eso verbs are meditative.
Meditative.
We did this today, remember? Like
Okay, yes,
arcessa.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Meditative final.
Yes, that's correct. That's 20 points on 17 from Florida. I have a couple of challenges that have come my way. The first is that, or asking whether we should have accepted or prompted on partridge, given that perdix was the answer of that was toss-up 6. I'm going to reject that because the rules clearly state that if you buzz early, you're taking the risk that you have the correct answer in mind. The question clearly asks for what youth. Partridge does not answer what youth, even though perdix was transformed into a partridge. The second was that a complete answer by the person challenging was heard on multitudinem. Hold on, where was this? 16. I'm getting a clarification, presumably about the previous one. Which is that the answer of multitudinem was heard. I clearly heard multitudinum, so I'm not going to do anything with that as well. I clearly heard multitudinum. That's moderate discretion. And then the instant correction on turem was fine. It was instant. 1 second. The verbatim clarification on toss-up 6 was that perdix literally means partridge, and therefore it should have been prompted or accepted, but I don't follow that. In the fact that, for instance, toss-up 12 says that what man's name perhaps means torn apart by horses. You're not going to answer torn apart by horses for Hippolytus, so you can't give the meaning of the name here. All clear? With that done, we're going to move on to toss-up 18. Here's toss-up 18. Responde aut latine aut anglice. Qui dux Romanus superavit Massadam? Wyatt.
Titus.
That's incorrect. Jordan.
Valerius Massala.
That's incorrect. Soham.
Titi.
No, sorry. So it's asking in Latin, which Roman general conquered Masada? We need Flavius Silva, who was the general who took Masada. So that's no points for any player on toss-up 18. And we're going to move on to toss-up 19. Here's toss-up 19. Complete the following analogy. Yakio is to yake as fakio. Soham?
Is it fine if I put my answer in the chat?
Yes, that's fine, but you need to start it. That's correct. He wrote fak. So here's your first bonus, Florida. Complete the following analogy. Yakio is to yaktum as nosco is to blank.
So novi notum. So just notum, right?
Notum, yeah.
Using a super. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Notum.
Novi.
Go
Yeah.
with it.
Notum, final answer.
That's correct in your second bonus. Complete the following analogy. Yakio is to yakias as uo is to blank.
Yakio.
Yakia, so that's so just uare. Oh, so is it US?
Yeah, US. US.
Yeah, I think it's first even though UV is there.
US.
Okay, final answer US.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points on toss-up 19 for Florida. We're going to go to our score check. First, I'm going to ask, though, are there any outstanding challenges? Colby or anyone else?
As of now, I've received no additional challenges.
Okay, we're going to go through the score check. When the score check finishes, time is up on that.
Alrighty, so after 19, we have Tennessee with 55 points, Florida with 145 points, and Virginia with 110 points. Well done.
Okay, have you gotten anything, Colby?
All quiet over here.
Okay, then we're moving on to toss-up 20. Here's toss-up 20. What occupation in mythology is shared by Anchias? Wyatt?
Helmsman.
Helmsman is correct. Tiphys and Palinurus. Palinurus is the Trojan dude who falls overboard from Aeneas' ship in Book 5 of the Aeneid. Here's your first bonus, Tennessee. In the Aeneid, what god caused Palinurus to fall overboard at Neptune's request?
Somnus, final answer.
That's correct in your second bonus. Tiphys died among the Mariandini, just like which Argonaut whom a boar killed?
Idmon, final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Tennessee on toss-up 20. And can we get our final score, please?
All right, nicely done, everybody. Our final score, Tennessee has 75 points, Florida has 145 points, and Virginia has 110 points.
Well played, everyone. Stick
Thank
around
you for reading.
You're welcome.
game,
Stick around
everyone.
for 1 second. I want to thank the players for a good round, our audience members for joining us today. I also want to thank our behind-the-scenes staff and convention organizers. Thanks, guys. You can head out now.
Thank you, moderators, staff.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
20 seconds
right.
to kick in. I'll tell you when it's up.
Great. So, all right.
Yep, we're good to go.
Okay, so this is the Novice Division semifinals, and we've got Massachusetts versus Florida versus New Hampshire. I am Chris Sloan from Nashville, Tennessee. I'll be moderating the round. My colleague Alex Soto will be handling any protests or challenges that come up during the round. And then my other colleague, Michael Kearney, will be clearing the buzzers, so to speak, and also pasting in Boney as needed. And of course, both of them will be backup for me if there's an issue that we need to discuss during the round. The usual disclaimers apply, and reminders that you can check the Sched app for upcoming sessions. Remember that many of the colloquia are pre-recorded. You can listen to them at any time. By participating in this session, you are agreeing to abide by the NJCL Code of Conduct and the guidelines, which I'll go over. Do not record any audio or video without express permission. The moderator and the tech assistant have the authority to remind participants of these guidelines and to remove anyone from Zoom for not following them or the NJCL Code of Conduct. As I mentioned before, the players need to keep their cameras on for this round, and if you don't have a camera on, you cannot play, and there are no exceptions to that. Reminder to the players to wait until you are recognized in order to answer a toss-up. You might appear first on your screen, but you will not appear first on anyone else's screen in some cases. In fact, that happens quite regularly. When you buzz in, it may appear ahead of others on your screen. The order that it appears on my screen is going to be the official order. For the audience, please be quiet during the duration of the match and keep your cameras off. At the score checks at 5, 10, and 15, you are free to clap using Zoom reactions, and if you are so inclined, you can type some encouraging words in the chat at those score breaks only. At the score check at 19, please only use the clapping reactions and don't type anything at that point. The audience members, of course, after the round, you can turn on your cameras and mics as you deem appropriate. Let's see, if someone could paste in the Aurelia passage, please. Do that. Great. Aurelia, qui urbs placebat, erat in Aegypto cum familia sua in genti et equo suo. Tredicem ludos magnos Iovis in amphitheatro Alexandriae spectavant. Tandem hic equus iratus domum recurre quepit. Ehu. Questions about pronunciations or the like? Okay. Reminder to the players that you should not do anything that could be construed as consultation, including gesturing or communicating with the other players or coaches during the questions. You may not communicate with any of the other players, including your own teammates, in any way other than by voice in Zoom or using the Zoom chat. So you cannot be using any other messaging app or other means of communication with your teammates, only Zoom. For players, coaches, and audience members, there should not be any exclamations about consultation or other rules or procedures during a question in progress. Players, if you have a question during the toss-up, please use your voice to ask a question. Don't signal in. I say particularly use your voice because I'm going to be focused on that chat window. So if you're just waving your hand around, there's a chance that I may not notice, although someone else will. So if you need to ask a clarification, just say something. Don't signal in. Remember that we, as the moderating staff, have discretion to make rulings during the rounds. Certainly, if there's a question, we'll send it up the line to our team that's reviewing things in more depth or doing research as needed. And of course, you're always welcome to take something up after the round with Ms. Luongo if there's a bigger issue you believe. But overall, the main thing we ask is that you be polite and respectful of our judgment during the round. Remember that unlike the preliminary matches, all protests for semifinal matches must be lodged before question 20 for questions 1 through 19. And we will resolve them all before we do question 20, even if it takes a while, which occasionally is the case. After the match has been completed, you may not register any protests at that point in time. Now, we will remind you of this before we read toss-up 20. The captains, if you have one, I assume all have stars by their names, and it looks like they do. Anybody have any questions for me before we get started? All right. And let me get my screen set. There's my window. Okay. So we're going to start off with our practice question per usual. This particular question came from 1976 semifinal rounds of NJCL Certamen. This is toss-up 0 for any team. What distinguishes the first person plural present indicative of the verb wenio from its first person New Hampshire player 1?
The first person singular ends in O and the plural ends in mus.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'll repeat. What distinguishes the first person plural present indicative of the verb wenio from its first person plural perfect indicative? Massachusetts player 4.
So the present is venimus and the perfect is venimus.
That's correct. First practice bonus for Massachusetts. What is the perfect active infinitive of respondere?
I think this is respondisse. Does anyone know if the is it respondi, right? Like third PP?
I think so.
So respondisse, if you're good with that.
Respondisse.
That's correct. Yep. And your second bonus, what is the perfect infinitive of audere?
Okay, so this is ausus esse, because it's like semi-deponent, if you're good with that.
Yeah, I think so. Ausus esse. Final.
Ausus esse is correct. So that was 20 fake points for Massachusetts on toss-up 0. Am I coming through loud and clear for everybody? Just making sure. Okay, great. All right, well, good luck to all 3 teams. We are going to play for realsies now. This is toss-up number 1. Who was the father of Silvius by the Princess Lavinia, the son of Venus, and the Trojan prince Anchises? Massachusetts player 2.
Aeneas.
Yes, Aeneas is correct. Anchises and the one-time lover of the Carthaginian queen Dido. This is the first bonus for Massachusetts. Name Aeneas' son by his first wife, Creusa.
Ascanius.
Ascanius, final.
Ascanius is correct. And your second bonus. What son of Jupiter Ammon had wanted to marry Dido, although she preferred Aeneas?
Is this Pygmalion?
Sounds good.
I thought Pygmalion was her brother. Oh, wait.
Is that someone or no? I just feel like I remember it coming up, but if it's wrong, ignore it.
I think he's actually right. I actually think it is Iarbas.
We should go with Iarbas. Yeah.
Iarbas.
I need your answer, please.
Final.
Iarbas is correct. That is 20 points on question number 1 for Massachusetts. Moving on now to toss-up 2 for any team. What Roman general who had served as military tribune under Marcellus in 208 BC during the Second Punic War became consul before his 30th birthday and 2 years later at the Isthmian Games proclaimed the freedom? Massachusetts player 4.
Flamininus.
Flamininus is correct. Proclaimed the freedom of Greece after he had defeated Macedon and forced them to evacuate Greece. First bonus for Massachusetts. What Macedonian king had Flamininus defeated?
Philip V.
Yeah.
Final.
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
Philip V. Final.
Yes, That's correct, Philip V. And your second bonus, name one of the 3 fetters of Greece that Philip had refused to give up before his defeat by Flamininus.
Do you know
this?
Fetters? Maybe
it's so they're like cities in Greece that he wanted
Athens,
to
maybe?
remain in control of. I don't know if he had control of Athens. It could
Okay, just go with one you think. I'm gonna yeah.
I need your answer, please.
Athens, fine.
No, we could have taken Demetrius, Colchis, or Acrocorinth. Any of those 3. So that's 15 points on question 2 for Massachusetts. Moving on now, toss-up 3 for any team. Complete the well-known Latin phrase ars longa. Massachusetts 4.
Vita brevis.
Vita brevis is correct. And your first bonus, what is the Latin motto of MGM?
This is that Andrew, do you know this?
I have no clue.
Is it like Ars Gratia Artis or no?
Go with that.
Okay.
Answer,
Ars
please.
Gratia Artis, final.
Ars Gratia Artis is correct. Your second bonus. What does the abbreviation of M period A period stand for in Latin? Both capitalized.
I think this is Magister Artium.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think that's right.
Okay, cool. Magister Artium, final.
Magister Artium is correct. That is a total of 20 points on question number 3. Okay, toss-up number 4 for any team. Responde latine, in lingua anglica, quot literae sunt. Florida, player 1.
Epistula.
Sorry, that's incorrect. New Hampshire, player 1.
Viginti et sex.
Viginti et sex is correct. First bonus for New Hampshire. Responde latine, quot pedes sunt quatuor equis?
Okay, so
Amira, I'm willing to go with whatever you think is correct. So
okay, so I think it's asking like how many feet do like 4 horses have? So that's 16. So
Answer, please.
say decim, final answer.
De decim is correct. And your second bonus. Responde aut latine aut anglicae, quot pollices vobis sunt?
Okay.
Polkis is thumbs, right?
Oh yeah. I was wondering. I wasn't sure what that was. So how many thumbs? That would be 2. So do you know if I know that the forms
Answer,
change?
please.
Answer in English.
2.
I'm looking to my fellow moderators because I'm not quite sure I understand the way the answer is written on the page here. Okay, that's what I thought as well. Yeah, the question is written vobis sunt, and you have 4 players on your team, so you actually have 8 thumbs. So unfortunately, I can't accept your answer. That's what I thought was the way it was intended, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so that's a total of 15 points on question number 4. So we're going to now move on to toss-up number 5 for any team. Which of the following nouns, if any, does not belong due to declension? Ager, senatus, populus, regnum. Massachusetts 4.
Senatus.
Donatus is correct. First bonus for Massachusetts. Which of the following nouns, if any, does not belong due to gender? Saxum, cornu, nomen, vis.
So Weiss, because it's feminine. You guys with that?
Yeah. Weiss, final.
Vis is correct. Your second bonus. Which of the following verbs, if any, does not belong due to conjugation? Mitto, neko, muto, excito.
I think Mitto, because it's third. The rest are four. The rest are third. Sorry, first.
So Mitto.
Yeah, Andrew.
Mitto.
Oh, sorry.
Mitto, final.
Mitto is correct. That's 20 points on question 5. And we will now have a score check.
Okay, after 5 points, after 5 toss-ups, we have Massachusetts with 75 points. Florida has yet to score, and New Hampshire has 15 points.
All right, thanks. Good job, everybody, to start with. We're now going to move on to toss-up number 6 for any team. As she gazed down from her tower on a winter morning, what woman spied Massachusetts player 3?
Oh, Danae.
I'm sorry,
Danae.
repeat, please.
Danae.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. New Hampshire player 1.
A golden shower.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I will repeat. As she gazed down from her tower on a winter morning, what woman spied the lifeless body of her drowned lover on the shore, causing her to jump off to be with that man, Leander? As she gazed down from her tower on a winter morning, what woman spied the lifeless body of her drowned lover on the shore, causing her to jump off to be with that man, Leander? Time. We needed hero as the answer there. So no points on question number 6. Toss-up number 7 for any team. What case in Latin is used for all of the following reasons? Possession, agent. That is Massachusetts 4.
Dative.
Dative is correct. The others were purpose, reference, and indirect object. First bonus for Massachusetts. What case in Latin is used for all of the following relations to another noun? Description, subjective, objective, partitive.
Genitive.
Yeah.
Final.
Genitive is correct. And your second bonus. What case in Latin is used for all of the following reasons? Adverbial, exclamation, object, respect.
Accusative.
That sounds good. Accusative, final.
Accusative is correct. That's 20 points on number 7. Toss-up number 8 for any team. For the name Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus, what is the Latin term for the name Africanus? Massachusetts player 1.
Cognomen.
Repeat, please. Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Ognomen.
Yes, ognomen is correct. So, yeah, sorry, there's just a little bit of lag there. You're correct. Your first bonus. What was the ceremony called in which a Roman child received their name?
Dies Lustricus. Final.
No, the ceremony is called lustratio. And your second bonus. What were the small noisemakers and trinkets called that were presented to children at the lustratio ceremony?
Is it Crepundia or?
That's what I was thinking. That's kind of like a mobile though? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like that could work.
Eileen, any ideas?
Eileen, yeah.
I think that sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Crepundia, final.
Crepundia is correct. That's 20 points on question 8. Moving on now to toss-up number 9 for any team. Sorry, 15 points on question 8. Thank you. Yes. Toss-up number 9 for any team. What derivative of the Latin word brachium is a type of baked pastry that is made of dough commonly shaped into a knot? Massachusetts player 4.
Pretzel.
Pretzel is correct. Your first bonus. What derivative of the Latin word column is an award?
Is this accolade?
That sounds good.
Accolade, final.
Accolade is correct. And your second bonus. What derivative of the Latin word manus is a breed of large, powerful, short-haired dog?
Mastiff, maybe?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
nice.
Okay.
Mastiff, final.
Mastiff, indeed. That is 20 points on question number 9. Okay, moving on now to toss-up 10, after which we'll have the halfway score check. What man kills Eupithes with a spear, has his mournful story told by the shade of his wife Anticlea, and has his burial, Massachusetts player 2?
Laertes.
Laertes is correct. And has his burial shroud continuously woven and unwoven by Penelope. First bonus for Massachusetts. Name Eupithes' son, the leading suitor for Penelope's hand, alongside Eurymachus.
Antinous, I think.
Yeah.
Antinous, final.
Antinous is correct. And your second bonus. Name Laertes' father-in-law, who chose the name Odysseus for his young grandson.
Is this, wait. God,
Is this Autolycus? No.
Yeah.
What did you say? Sorry, I don't know.
Autolycus?
I can type in the chat.
Thank you.
That, I think.
Autolycus, final.
Autolycus is correct. That's 20 points on question 10, and let's have the halftime score check, please.
Hey, everybody. So after 10, we have Massachusetts with 150 points. Florida has yet to score, and New Hampshire has 15 points.
All right. 10 more to go. We're going to move on now to toss-up number 11 for any team. Of the words where, impetus, corona, pretium, and lacrima, which is best described by the following sentence? De oculis cadunt. Massachusetts 4.
Lacrima.
Lacrima is correct. Your first bonus. From the list in the toss-up, where, impetus, corona, pretium, and lacrima, which is best described by the following sentence? Ea in capite sedet.
Corona.
Corona, final.
Corona is correct. And your second bonus. From the list in the toss-up, where, impetus, corona, pretium, and lacrima, which is best described by the following sentence? Inter hiemem et aestatem est.
Where?
Yeah.
Final.
Where is correct. That's 20 points on question number 11. Okay, moving on to toss-up 12 for any team. Responde aut Latine aut Anglicae. Quo die menseque mortuus est Julius Caesar? Responde aut let's see, Florida player 1.
The Ides of March.
Ides of March is correct. We would have also taken Oedipus Martiis. Your first bonus, Florida. Responde aut Latine aut Anglicae. Ubi Caesar mortuus est.
So where did he die?
Where'd he die? That's you, Matthew. They said he died like in the Senate house, even though he didn't. But I think that'll be acceptable, right?
Yeah, go with that. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Do you think we should go with it?
Yeah, just go with it.
The Senate house, final answer?
Senate House is correct. There were variations on the theme that also would have worked. And your second bonus, responde aut latine aut anglicae, quis orationem ad Caesaris mortem habuit.
Okay, who had a speech at the death of Caesar?
I have no clue.
Well, that's gonna be like people
Maybe
like
Brutus
Mark
was
Antony,
feeling
right?
victorious, and he was like, "Hey."
I need your answer, please.
Go with the
Brutus.
Sorry, we needed Mark Antony there. So that's 15 points on question number 12. Moving on now to toss-up 13 for any team. For the verb respondeo, give the first person singular perfect active indicative. We've got Massachusetts player 4.
Respondi.
Respondi is correct. The rest of the question was, so that it means I have responded. First bonus, give the corresponding form of the verb discedo, so that it means I have departed.
Discessi.
Discessi. Final.
Correct. And your second bonus, give the corresponding form of the verb disco, so that it means I have learned.
So Didiki. Are you sure? Are you guys good though? Because
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Didiki. Final.
Didiki is correct. That's a total of 13 on question, or total of 20 on question 13. 13 would be a weird number. All right, we're going to move on now to toss-up 14 for any team. What king, the husband of Idea, told a stranger to yoke 2 fire-breathing bulls together, plow, Massachusetts player 2?
Aeetes.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Aeetes.
Aeetes is correct. Plow a field and kill the men that sprung up if he wanted to have the golden fleece. Name Aeetes' son who was treacherously killed by his sister Medea while she fled.
Orestes, right? Wait, what?
Absyrtus.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bad. Yeah.
Okay. Absyrtus. Final.
Absyrtus is correct. Your second bonus. Name Aeetes' brother who shares his name with the husband of the Titan Asteria and later deposed the king, though Aeetes eventually regained his throne.
I am not sure.
So, brother. Okay.
Is
does it start with a
Aeson?
P?
Oh, like Peleus?
No, I don't know. I think I know it starts with P, but that's all I have.
Is Aeson Medea's brother or?
That's Jason's father.
That's Jason's father.
Oh,
I need your answer, please.
Defer to Andrew, maybe.
I defer to Andrew.
Pass. I don't.
Perses. We needed Perses there. So total of 15 points on question number 14. Moving on now to toss-up 15, after which we'll check the score. The following passage takes place at a vivarium, a zoo. Listen carefully to the passage, which I will read twice, and answer in Latin the question that follows. First reading. Olim in magna urbe vir per vivarium diu ambulare amabat. Uno die in vivario duas albas tigres vidit. Prima arborem ascendebat. Altera super saxa celeriter curebat. Portis apertis tigres se excitabant. Ehu vir perteritus clamavit. I will repeat. Olim in magna urbe, vir per vivarium diu ambulare amabat. Uno die in vivario, duas albas tigres vidit. Prima arborem ascendebat. Altera super saxa celeriter correbat. Portis apertis tigres se excitabant. Ehu vir perteritus clamavit. The question, quid prima tigris, Massachusetts player 4.
Arborem.
I need more information.
Ascendebat.
That's correct. Arborem ascendebat is what we needed there. First bonus. Quomodo altera tigris correbat.
Super saxa.
Sorry, what did you say?
Would it be super saxa?
I think it's
Celeriter,
because it says how did the other tiger run? If you're good with that, Eileen.
Celeriter. Final.
Celeriter is correct. And your second bonus. Pur vir erat perceritus.
Like quad tigres se excitabant. I think that's. Are you guys good at that though? Like,
what does that mean? Sorry.
Oh, so it's asking why was the man like scared, and like because the tigers like woke him up. I don't know.
Okay, so tigres se excitabant.
And then you just have to say quad before, like for because.
Quod tigres se excitabant. Final.
That works. That's a total of 20 points on question number 15. And let's check the score, please.
Okay, so after 15, we have Massachusetts with 225 points, Florida with 15 points, and New Hampshire with 15 points. Bene factum.
All right. We are moving on to toss-up number 16. I think. Hold on, let me check with my, okay, yeah, so we've got a visual bonus here. The red dots on this visual are a non-exhaustive set of ancient cities that were each the capital of a Roman province at some point. Please take 10 seconds to study the visual. The question, what letter denotes the city Tarico? What letter denotes the city Tarico? Massachusetts player 1.
N.
Can you type it in the chat? I just wasn't quite sure what I heard it. I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Can you repeat the question?
Florida Gold, player 1. I'm sorry,
B.
Florida player 1.
B.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I'll just type it.
All right, that's better. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. And I have read the question twice. So that is, I'm going to call time. So we needed the letter M on that one. So the Tarico is M. Oh. I thought
I'm sorry.
Oh, I think we're
thought
good.
he said 1. Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry.
No, he did say 1. You're right, Lewis.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. I actually did signal the wrong player in that case.
Okay.
Okay, well, my apologies for that. That is in fact what I did, but I appreciate your grace. So no points on question 16. We're going to move on now to toss-up 17 for any team. Which of the following English words is derived from the same Latin verb as the word provident? Prosperous, injudicious, hurtful, prudent, or lucky? Massachusetts 4.
Prudent.
Prudent is correct. Your first bonus. Give the first two principal parts for the Latin verb from which we derive the English noun volleyball.
Is this vola volare?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh wait. Yeah. Okay.
It's different
it
than
could
polo.
be.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that same thing. So cool.
Okay.
Volo volare. Final.
That's correct. And your second bonus, from what Latin noun do we derive the English noun amount?
Mons.
Mons, Montes.
Yeah, I think so.
We can just say Mons, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mons. Final.
Mons is correct. That is a total of 20 points on question number 17. Moving on to toss-up 18 for any team. What group of sisters whose members included Aigle helped 100 Massachusetts 2?
Graces.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
Graces.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. I'll repeat. What group of sisters whose members included Aigle helped a 100-headed dragon named Ladon protect a set of golden apples that Heracles wished to steal? Florida 3.
The Hesperiids.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. And New Hampshire player 3.
The Hesperides?
I'll accept that. Yeah, Hesperides is what we needed there. So you were close, Florida. But it's Hesperides or Hesperides is fine. So first bonus for New Hampshire. The Hesperides were often considered daughters of Atlas, meaning they were related to what other group of sisters who counted Electra and Merope among their members?
I'm pretty sure this is the Pleiades, Mira.
Can you say that again?
I'll type in chat.
I need your answer, please.
We can go with that as our final answer.
Pleiades, final answer.
Yep, that's correct. And your second bonus. Based on the meaning of their name and their placement in the far west of the world, the Hesperides are often called the daughters of what phenomenon?
I'm not sure about this. I know that they were like often occasionally called the daughters of the evening, but I don't know like in terms of a phenomenon what would like constitute as that.
Answer, please.
I defer to Mommy.
Daughters of the evening, final answer.
Evening is what we needed. That's correct. That's a total of 20 points on question number 18. All right, moving on now to toss-up number 19 for any team. Responde Latine, nomina unam provinciam quam Claudius imperio addidit. Massachusetts player 4. Answer, please.
Britannium.
Britannium works. There were several alternate answers possible. Your first bonus. A quo imperatore victa est Dacia.
Can you please paste?
Is this asking like who conquered
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
So
which emperor was Dacia conquered?
so Trajan, but in like Latin,
Well,
like
I think it was. Wait, do you mind repeating the
Okay.
question, please?
Yeah, aquo imperatore victa est Dacia.
Sorry, I meant the beginning.
I need you. Oh, I'm sorry. I need your answer at this point.
You could defer if you want. I don't.
Okay, I defer to Mark.
Traiano final.
Traiano is correct. Your second bonus. Aquo equus incitatus consul factus est.
Is this Caligula? Because like, whose horse was made a consul?
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
so
not Caligula.
okay, I think so. Caligula final.
That's correct. That's a total of 20 points on question 19. So a couple things before we do the score check. Earlier, I don't recall which team, but a team gave Dies Lustricus for one of the bonus answers, which we did not accept, but it has since been accepted. So we are going, and I apologize, I don't recall which question it was on, but one of my fellow moderators will notify the scorekeeper, and we will award the 5 points on the bonus for Dies Lustricus on that one. At this point, I am not aware of any other open questions or challenges, so I'm asking at this point if there are any from any of the players or coaches before we move on to the score check and then read toss-up 20. All right, hearing none, let's get the score check, please.
Okay, so with toss-up 8 bonus 1 being updated, after 19, we have Massachusetts with 270 points, Florida with 15 points, and New Hampshire with 35 points.
Okay, congrats everybody, and let's move on to toss-up 20 for any team. Translate the following sentence into Latin. We loved our mother who had always led us. Massachusetts player 4.
Amavimus matrem suam quae nos duxerat.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. New Hampshire player 1.
I forgot the sentence at this point. I'm sorry.
Okay, fair enough. Florida player 4.
Amabat. No.
Need you to finish your answer.
Trem. Sorry, I can't finish. Sorry.
Okay, all right. Well then, sorry to say, no points. We needed Amavimus or Amabamus, Matrem Nostrum or just Matrem, and then Quae nos semper duxerat. So that's what we needed for the answer. So no points on question 20. So the final score stands as read after 19, which we'll post into the chat. Congratulations to Massachusetts, and great job, everybody, on having a fine tournament up to this point. So thanks, everybody.